Well, good evening, Zulfiq Farzan, the man on the ground. And something sensational took place today. What exactly transpired?
Well, for us today, the chief dealer at Perpetual Treasuries Limited produced a document that he say was maintained under the instructions of Kasun Palisena, the chief executive officer. Now, this document shows the payment records by Perpetual Treasuries Limited to Perpetual Asset Management Private Limited, Perpetual Capital Private Limited, and W.M. Mendes and Company Private Limited for forward payment to three individuals known by their codes Charlie, Tango, and Car.
And do we know who these forward payment code-named people are? Charlie, Tango, and Car?
Well, for us, according to Nuan Salgado, Charlie refers to the point person of contact PTL had in the Employees Provident Fund. Now, he said from 2014 to September 2015, that person was called Uday Seelan, and after September 2015, it was Indika Saman Kumara who was Charlie, working on behalf of PTL.
So there were actually two Charlies. There was Charlie under the Cabral administration and a Charlie under the Mahendran administration.
Indeed, Fawaz. Now, in addition, you might recall that the previously deleted phone calls on the PTL telephone system revealed a name called Little Johnny.
Indeed. Who is Little Johnny?
Well, according to Nuan Salgado, Little Johnny refers to a person by the name of Kavin Karunamurthy, who worked at the DFCC Bank, and it also refers to one person who worked at the Employees Trust Fund. Now, meanwhile, another name transpired in the document that was produced by Nuan Salgado, that is Wolverine. According to Nuan Salgado, Wolverine refers to Naveen Anuradha, who was attached to the National Savings Bank.
And what was his role at the National Savings Bank?
It is reported that this individual was also a dealer in primary and secondary market relating to government securities.
Now then, you talk of forward payments. What was the amount involved and what was the time period?
Well, for us, according to the calculations done at the commission led by Justice Prasanna Jayawardena, who in fact did those calculations, from July 17, 2014 to December 30, 2014, Charlie had been paid over 94 million rupees on 18 separate occasions. That's around 5.2 million per occasion that had been paid to Charlie.
I want to just make sure that you said December 2014.
Yes.
This was still under the former governor.
Exactly.
I see. And so, but that's an astonishing amount of money. Over 5 months at an average of just over 18 million a month.
Exactly. And for us...
And was this all in cash?
We don't know how the payments were made.
Do we know if they've paid tax on it?
We don't know how that was done. But Justice Prasanna Jayawardena said that since 2014, Perpetual Treasuries Limited had been bribing the point of contact persons at these institutions with large sums of money. Nuan Salgado said, yes, they were giving bribes for the sensitive information and market-sensitive information that had been given to them by these people.
So, in essence, the Perpetual Treasuries were being accused of bribing their way right from the inception, right from the time they started trading, virtually.
It appears so.
This is absolutely astonishing news. Zulfiq, how do you feel as a contributor to the EPF? How do you feel?
Well, quoting from the words of Justice Prasanna Jayawardena, if it was a bribe, it is indeed a crime.
And what would you like to see happen to these people who've committed this crime?
Well, everyone would like to see justice being served.
And do you believe that justice will be served?
I believe so, that the commissioners would, in fact, in the report, make the relevant recommendations after considering all the evidence that has come through over the past 9 months.
It is absolutely significant, isn't it, that for a matter that was sort of poo-pooed by the authorities when we first broke this in March 2015, the full extent of the treacherous activities of these people involved has now become known thanks to the activities of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry and, of course, the wonderful work being done by the Attorney General's Department. Zulfiq, do you think that the proceedings of the Commission of Inquiry are now coming to an end?
Yes, the proceedings are drawing to a close, and today the evidence of Arjuna Mahendran concluded, and tomorrow Nuwan Salgado will be testifying, followed with testimony by another dealer at Perpetual Treasuries, and then finally a member of the Monetary Board.
And Zulfiq, are there any indications as to how long before the report comes out?
Well, for us, the tenure of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry is expected to end on the 27th of October.
Right.
So if the recording of evidence concludes in the coming days, the remaining days or the few weeks will be used by the Commission to obtain the submissions by the councils and also go through the evidence and consider the evidence and then finally make their report.
Zulfiq Farzan, thank you very much for reporting on this so very diligently. Thank you very much. And it's back to Shaheen now. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Faraz. As Newsfirst, as we said before, Newsfirst will keep a close eye and cover the proceedings at the Presidential Commission of Inquiry. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the opposing views surrounding the central bank bond scam.
Mahendran, who was appointed in February 2015, robbed the central bank in broad daylight. He is a Singaporean citizen. The chairman of Litrogas was an appointment of Ravi Karunanayake, and he has got together with a few foreigners and broken into a bank in Taiwan from Sri Lanka. So it goes without saying that it will only be a matter of time for these goons to break into a cupboard at home. Technically, the Criminal Investigations Department should record the evidence and statements on the fraud and corruption. There should be an investigation on how Ravi Karunanayake's wife was given that kind of money. But no, that is not happening. Yesterday, the chairman and general secretary of the United National Party appeared before the Presidential Commission of Inquiry, and the assistant leader of the party lost his ministerial position. So we asked Ranil Wickremesinghe, will you also go before the Presidential Commission of Inquiry and say these party members were involved in this without your knowledge, or will you stay back in Finland? The Prime Minister was speaking like a baby in Parliament, saying that nothing ever happened and that this is an absolutely clean transaction. He said there has been no fraud whatsoever and the central bank governor has done nothing wrong. The General Secretary and the Chairman of the United National Party was summoned to the Presidential Commission of Inquiry yesterday, but the Commission does not cross-examine them. The Presidential Commission yesterday was different than on other days. So I asked the President who appointed this commission as well as this government to not allow the country to lose faith of the Presidential Commission of Inquiry. The entire country is waiting anxiously until Ranil Wickremesinghe goes up to the witnesses' stands. But we do not know what will happen.